I wish that you could see God's ocean in its splendor. It wouldn't take you long to know that He's the great.
The song Great Ascender was actually written by my grandma, Agnes Delia McCormick. And she wrote the lyrics anyway. She wrote it like a poem, and at the end of her life, she had Alzheimer's, but she would quote this poem all the way up to the end. I wish that you could see God's ocean in its splendor. It wouldn't take you long to know that He's the great ascender. So come away, my friends, from earth. Don't seek the world's pretender. And for salvation, we sometimes forget to thank the sender. And she would tell the story. She said, I didn't have poetry for the longest time. And I'm like, Lord, I really want to write poetry. And she'd tell me all the time. She's like, you know, our relatives in Ireland, they're famous poets over there. And she said, so I really wanted to write a poem. And the Lord told me, He said, I'll be with you in apple blossom time. And sure enough, here in Michigan, when the apple blossom started blossoming, the Lord just dumped that poem. She goes, Michael, it came to me in 1 minute. I just started saying the words and I couldn't write fast enough with my pen. So we were in Boise, Idaho at the Mix House studio, and I had 12 songs picked out for the album, and we had a different song picked out that you'll hear in the future on another album. And my grandma died while we were there in the Mix House, and it was like we traveled from Michigan to Boise. A couple of us flew, most of us drove to Boise, Idaho, and it was really important that we, cranked out 12 songs in 12 days, to keep all of the financial things in order. We rented a house and we had meal planning and things. So I'm like, wow. My grandma's funeral now is going to be, like, we just started recording this album and we'd recorded a few songs already. It was like day 5. So we were on song 5 and I'm thinking, well, my mom called me and she said, Michael, do not come for the funeral. She's like, Grandma is in heaven, and she's yelling down, you better record that album. You better get out there. She would always say, Michael, you kids are going places, and I wish I could go. I wish I was young because I'd go with you everywhere you're going. She said it all the way to the end, even when she couldn't remember things. And so I thought, you know what? I've always wanted her song, Great Ascender, her poem. I've always wanted it to be a song, and I think we're going to turn that thing into a song for this album. So we scrapped the other song and took my grandma's poem and made it a song and spent the rest of that evening just recording that song. And then we took the rest of the day off and went to the park, because all of my brothers and sister were there except for Josh. Josh was still in school, and it would have been so sweet if he was there. But we went to the park and we bought some caffeine-free Diet Pepsi, her favorite drink. We bought some Lay's potato chips and we just ate those and talked about funny grandma stories and endearing grandma stories the rest of the day. And that's why you get the pleasure of hearing my grandma's lyrics, as she decided to check out and check in at heaven while we were recording this album. And there was no better time than to record this. And Jesus, tell Grandma that we love her, and we'll see her soon.
I wish that you could see God's ocean in its splendor. It wouldn't take you long to know that He's the great